Avoid these trap teams, Valley Club. In this video, we are talking about the teams that are the worst return on your investment. These are who I would not recommend building at all. And if you're ready to see what are the teams that you should not be using your resources in, then you need to do Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. And in this video, we are talking about the trap teams that you should avoid building in Marvel Strike Force. What is a trap team? Well, it is a very tempting team to build. A team that recently got reworked, a very popular team, a team that a lot of people are building in the game right now. But I think that you should avoid building it because there's some better options for you to build. But if this is your first time here on the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We have at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's a lot more. We have gameplay videos, question and answer videos, news videos. We have countdown videos like this, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But without further ado, let's talk about these teams that you should be avoiding putting your resources in because there's better places to put your resources. But let's get right into this video talking about the first team that I think you should be avoiding building, and that is the Black Order. Now, unless you're highly invested in war, this is a trap team in my opinion. It did just get a rework, which means that a lot of people will be tempted to build this team. But unless you're really invested in war, you want a strong war defense team, you want a strong war offense team, this is a team to avoid. They're gonna give you no value in Arena right now. There's no value in the raids, and you're probably not using this team in Cosmic Crucible on offense or defense. So this is pretty much just a war team. Now, there is some value for Thanos. There's probably a little more value theory crafting wise because now to get empowered Thanos, you don't need a full Black Order team. You just need one of these Black Order members, and you can have some interesting theory crafting that you could do with this team. And that could be fun, but I think your value of your resources is going to go a lot further on other teams that are going to give you more value in multiple game modes. So unless you're really highly invested in war, avoid investing in the Black Order. Next team I want to talk about avoiding is this Infestation team. Now, there are a couple caveats. First, big time Spider-Man does have some value in Arena right now. So you may want to put some minimal investment, and this is about as far as you need to have him have value in arenas. So as far as this little minimal investment, big time Spider-Man will do what you need in Arena for that. As far as the rest of this team, there are a couple other caveats as well. If you are in the Gamma raids and have that outside lane, this is probably your best option. So outside of those two things, this team is pretty much just a war team. And if you are highly invested in war, you probably already have this team built up. If you're not, this is a team that you could skip because outside that outside lanes in Gamma and outside that minimal use of a little tiny big time Spider-Man in an arena, you're not going to get a lot of value outside this team. So war pretty much only, and then put that minimal investment in big time Spider-Man, and hopefully you don't have that outside lane in Gamma that you have to build this team. But outside of that, you could totally skip this team. All right, a couple controversial choices, starting with the new Avengers. Now, you do need to build this team. I'm not saying don't put any resources in this team, but after you've unlocked the legendary character, whatever legendary character these guys are going to unlock, you don't need any resources in them. So this is more for the future. You do need to put some resources into these characters for right now. The next legendary is rumored to be Green Goblin as part of a Crucible team. The good thing about that is if you are not into Crucible as a fun game mode, the rewards for Crucible aren't that great. So if you miss out on whatever the legendary this is going to be, if it is tied to Crucible, you're not missing out on too many rewards. As far as their value outside of that legendary, they're not going to be used in Arena. They're not used in the raids. They're not used in Crucible. So this is pretty much just a war team. They're okay on war offense. They're really good on war defense. But even the newly reworked Black Order can beat these guys as a brand new war defense team. So they're not even that great on war defense. So yeah. After that legendary gets unlocked, do not put any more resources into these new Avengers. You may need to put some resources in them now, but once you have that legendary unlocked and built up, yeah, you don't need these new Avengers anymore. Our next controversial pick is this Bifrost team. There are a few caveats though. Val, very, very good in Dark Dimension 6. You may want to continue to build her after you finished up building this team for the raids, just because she's very good in Dark Dimension 6 and the raids. This is a raid team. This is the solution for the Mystic raids. But once you're able to sim that, and you don't need a big investment of this team to fully sim these Mystic sections of the raids, once you have that done, there's really no reason to build this team. They are very, very good in Cosmic Crucible in Room 2, but I highly doubt that next season that Cosmic Crucible is going to have these raid bonuses. So these guys are going to lose a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible. So only thing they're going to really need them for is the Mystic section of the raids, because they're not very good in War either. And Val maybe in Dark Dimension 6. I don't think the rest of these characters have a lot of value in Dark Dimension 6. I know some people brought Sylvie up because of her value in the Cosmic Crucible right now, and are a little disappointed because of that. So build these characters up for the raids, build Val up as much as you want for Dark Dimension 6. But outside of that, I probably would not invest in this team for Cosmic Crucible at this point. There is less than 30 days left in this current season of Cosmic Crucible. And once that is done, you're not going to get that value, that extra value out of that Bifrost. We talked about them the last time we did this video, and they are still on this list. There's Tangled Web team, very, very good in Cosmic Crucible. Weaver counters a lot of the top offenses, specifically that quick hold and a bunch of whatever rooms you'll see that team in. But outside of that, Weaver is not used in Arena anymore. None of these characters are used in the raids, and they're okay in War, mainly because of Weaver's charters. So build up Weaver to whatever you have. If you get lucky to get some stars for her, some red stars in these incursion campaigns, great. But I wouldn't invest too much into this team. Cosmic Crucible War is mainly where this team is going to shine. And if those modes aren't important to you, there's really no reason to go back and build Tangled at this point. And last but not least is the Wakandans. Yes, you're going to need them for Chaos Theory. Yes, they're a very, very good team in War and in Cosmic Crucible. But in my opinion, at this point, they are a luxury team. Cosmic Crucible, they're still great, but they're probably not one of your top 6 offense teams. I see them on defense, but they're very easily countered on defense by the Young Avengers and the Eternals. On offense, I use them to clean up teams. They're not one of my top 6 teams. And on War, they are capable of beating a lot of teams. And like a lot of these other teams, if you're highly invested in War, you haven't already built up the Wakandans, then you could put some resources into them. If you've already built them, though, they're mainly going to give you benefit just in War. And Crucible, the rewards are going down. So even though there are a backup team that could clean up a lot of messes that you might create in Cosmic Crucible, the rewards aren't that great. So I'm not sure if it's worth the resources at this point. Even in War, you probably have a lot of other teams that you could use. So Wakandans, if you've already built them, great. They're going to give you that value. If you haven't, I don't think it's worth going back and building the Wakandans at this point. So those are the biggest traps that you could fall into in Marvel Strike Force right now. Hopefully you can avoid some of these traps unless you fit into some of these caveats that I mentioned for these specific teams. Did I miss any teams? Are there some teams that you think you should still be building? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching to the end, and hopefully this video did provide you some value. If it did, hit that like button. It helps out the channel a lot. It is free for you. And I'll see you guys next time. And if you want to see what are the best nodes to farm for the incursion campaigns, make sure you check out the video up there. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out.